Hey guys, welcome to Check Your Litter TV. Today I'm going to do a very quick video review of some 3D printable miniatures that I recently became aware of. I'd seen them via My Mini Factory a few times. They popped up when I was searching for other miniatures and whatnot. And they did catch my attention, but I really hadn't pursued it that much. But then the sculptor got in touch with me and asked me if I would do a review of his miniatures, and considering he seemed like a polite chap, I thought, yeah, why not? I'll have a look into it. And so what we're looking at today is Kozak miniatures. The files that I got a hold of and printed off consisted of a mounted French Imperial Guard chasseur à cheval and a French line fusilier of the Napoleonic Wars, and also a World War II British Commando. Now, the files come at 1/72nd scale, but I scaled them up to 28mm, and I must say that they are very nice miniatures. The chasseur à cheval mounted, firing his carbine, for example, a very nice miniature, and one of those miniatures that you don't often see. It's not often that you can get Napoleonic cavalry that are actually firing from the saddle. But it should be remembered that one of the things that the light cavalry was responsible for was mounted skirmishing and scouting and the like. And so for games like Sharp Practice and the like, where you are going to have maybe 6 cavalry miniatures as opposed to an entire regiment on the table, miniatures like this are very, very useful. And because they are unusual and hard to get hold of, this is quite a good option. The detail on them is pretty good as well. Like I said, here we have a French line fusilier, originally 1/72nd scale, scaled up to 28mm. Just for comparison, I'm holding here in my hand the British Commando. Now, he's firing, it looks like a 9mm Browning pistol. I broke the barrel off the pistol, so it's nothing to do with the sculpt. That was just me and my hand-fisted hommers basically damaging the sculpt after I took it off the build plate. But I've seen enough of it to say that, hey, these are quite nice miniatures. I am going to have to put it up against my 20mm AB miniatures to see how well they go. Yeah, it looks like a really nice miniature in 1/72nd scale. Now, quite obviously, if you can scale up to 28mm, you can scale down to 15 from 1/72nd quite easily, or 18mm if you're into AB miniatures. I'm pretty impressed with, for example, the pose, advancing at the low port. Anatomically, they're very nice. They're not cartoonish in any way, shape, or form. They look like quite nice miniatures. All the detail seems to be correct, and there's really not much to complain about. Now, I have had a look at some of the sculpts online, and I did notice a couple of things that did concern me, however. For example, the French Imperial Guard foot artillery, or artillerie rapide, rapide, I don't know how you pronounce it in French, but French Imperial Guard artillery. They're wearing bearskins, tick, but they have plates on the bearskins, and that's not right. And they also don't have the peak. So I did mention this to the sculptor. I said, look, I can't help but notice that some of your sculpts are historically inaccurate. And he was quick to acknowledge that, yes, that was the case, but he was in the process of redoing a lot of his sculpts. So to that end, what I would say is, if you do decide to have a look at Kozak miniatures and purchase some, I would make sure that you have some reference materials in your hands and check the individual sculpts that you're going to purchase. The line fusiliers, the mounted chasseurs à cheval, they look fine to me. I couldn't notice any issues with them. I guess being an artilleryman and having a particular interest in the French Imperial Guard artillery, it really stood out glaringly, and it was quite jarring on me. But the sculptor assures me that this is noted and is being corrected. They're outstandingly good value for money. And like I said, if 1/72nd scale is your thing, 20mm Napoleonic, or World War II, I would encourage you to check them out. And there's more to the range than just Napoleonics and World War II as well.
Okay, so where do you get Kozak miniatures from? Well, obviously, as I stated earlier, My Mini Factory, you can find their miniatures there. And as I said before, it's not just Napoleonics. There's ninjas, there's World War II stuff. There's a lot. I'm not going to wax lyrical about all that's available. Vehicles are also available. And also there's some fairly unusual troop types as well. You can get sailors, and you can get dromedaries, Napoleonic dromedary troops. So they're all available as well. They're pretty good value for money, like I said. Just for example, Napoleonic French Lancers here. It's $10. And now I'm going to assume that they're all in US dollars, so you'll have to do your own currency conversion. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9 miniatures for $10. 9 files. It's pretty good value for money. So I also believe you can get. Well, I don't believe, I know. You can also, if you go to www.23d.com, World War II 3d.com, you'll find Kozak miniatures, the World War II range there as well. And, they're all various prices. You shouldn't have any problem finding them. And I think you'll find that, like I said, they're pretty good value for money.
And one of the things I do have an issue with, however, is the miniatures themselves don't come pre-supported. And 9 times out of 10, or even 100% of the time, for me, that is that's it. I'm not going to buy them, because the process of adding the supports can be laborious and a real pain in the ass. Now, if you are more competent in 3D printing than I am, and I'm sure the vast majority of you who are watching this are, then that's not an issue. So crack on. However, if supports, the requirement for supports is a deal breaker for you, apparently the option is there that you can request that supports be added. So it's a matter of getting in touch with the sculptor saying, look, I want to buy these files, however I see they're unsupported. Can you provide supported files for me? I don't really understand why there's not a supported option there. I think the sculptor would be well advised to provide an option of supported and unsupported files. I'm sure they would sell much better that way. When I asked the sculptor, why don't you have supported options? The answer was along the lines that most customers like to add their own supports. I get it. Yeah, I'm sure they do. But some don't. And so if you want to increase your market share, I think what you need to do, or it'll make your product more attractive to the punter, is give them options, supported or unsupported. If they were supported, I would buy more of them. Unsupported, me personally, I would. Well, I just don't like unsupported files. For me, I don't want to waste my time adding supports to a file. I think we're at a point now in the world of 3D printing that customers demand that their files be supported. If they're not, well, don't be surprised if they don't sell. And for me, like I said, that's a bit of a shame, because I would really suggest that these files are worth looking at. The fact that they're not supported, they're still great. Don't get me wrong. They're great. They're great files. It's just for the sake of just having the supports in and putting them there saves the customer the rigmarole of getting in touch with the sculptor, saying, listen, I need supports on these. I'm not competent enough to do it. Can you add the supports? If they were just already there, you know, if the option was already there, that you could get them supported, pre-supported, then fine. I'll give you an example. Piano war games. You buy piano war games files. The supported option and pre-supported option, unsupported and supported options are there in the files when you download them. You want to add supports of your own? Knock yourself out. You can't be asked. Don't worry, they're already there. So yeah, I say this to all 3D people out there who are thinking of starting a little business where you sell sell 3D printable files. Please give the punter what they need, which is options, supported and unsupported. I get it. Some of the supports that you attach might not be terribly compatible with a particular printer. Well, you just put it out there. I've designed these files with supports using the following slicing software, and I've printed them successfully on the following printers. At that point, the customer is free to take their chances and spend their money. So anyway, that is Kozak. So what are my final thoughts on Kozak miniatures? I recommend them. Have a look. Go to My Mini Factory or World War II 3D if World War II is your thing, and check them out. I like the miniatures. The ones I printed, like I said, for a Napoleonic French infantryman, if that's what you're after, and you know, if Napoleonic war games your thing, then you're going to need Napoleonic French infantry. They're very quite nice. It's a nice miniature. Pretty hard to find much fault with it, and you know, so check them out. That's Kozak miniatures, and I certainly recommend them. Other miniatures I want to look at today quickly is, if you aren't aware, Atlantic Wargames has Atlantic Digital, and you can become a tribe member. Again, through My Mini Factory, just go looking for Atlantic Miniatures Digital, and recently I joined. And a whole bunch of different files you can get, and if you're a tribe member, you get files for free. Recently, I got some Irish medieval or Dark Age Irish cavalry, some Goth cavalry. Recently, there was some, I think, Ottoman cavalry. No horses though, and I think the idea is that you buy Atlantic Wargames horses, the box sets, where they sell these generic horses with just like a saddlecloth on them, and then you can buy riders. Brilliant marketing concept. I just wish they provide the horses as 3D printable as well. Well, can't have everything. But I also got these files where you have an Irish chieftain, Dark Age Irish war chieftain. Really, really nice. Very nice miniatures. I think there's about 4 different options. I printed off 2, one with a very large axe, another with a very menacing looking club in one hand and some severed heads in the other. Detail on these is really good. So Atlantic Digital, if you haven't already checked them out, jump online and have a look. Anyway, I've gone on long enough now. I'm going to wrap it up there. If you find these videos useful, please put a comment below, or just simply like, share and subscribe. We're well past the 2,000 subscribers mark now, so I'm pretty happy about that. And if there's anything in general, any kind of AARs or war games that you would like me to play and upload, again, just put in a comment below. I read all the comments and I try to reply to most if a question is asked. Well, actually, if a question is asked, I do reply. So other than that, we'll leave it there until I see you on the next one. You be quiet.